Hello, this is Kris Nelson from evolveconsciousness.org. I'll be reading a post I made from another site, from donoharm.us, and it's called Do No Harm, and I've called it the Sacred Feminine Embodied in Life. So we seem to be living in a world that is getting less hospitable every day. Look closely at any endeavor our species has engaged in, and it appears we are unaware of the harm we do. We ignore the harm we do. We intentionally do harm for our own gain, or sadly in some cases we do harm for our own pleasure and enjoyment. Has no one taught us to do no harm? If we haven't been taught to do no harm, we see no harm in doing harm. We cause harm and shrug it off. We cause harm and laugh about it. We cause harm and brag about it. Now, does this remind you of any idiotic, degenerate, devolved carnists that you've met on Facebook or in real life? Oh, it reminds me of many. Constantine Dracoslayer, Jan Irving, Bernard Guenther. I've had conversations, or I've seen their own expressions of consciousness where they mock their own causing of harm. Bacon, and then they just laugh about it, and it's all a joke to them. That's how degenerate they are. No matter how evolved they think they are, they're not very evolved at all. Sadder still, our children bear witness to our actions and never learn to do no harm themselves. Above all else, we must teach our children, by example and instruction, this basic moral principle of life, and it is the most basic one. It's the moral baseline. Quote, veganism. We must begin to make better choices and treat each other, the other creatures who share this planet with us, and this planet we call home, with greater respect and compassion. We believe that the first and most basic moral law is do no harm, because we can feel pain and suffering and can imagine the pain and suffering of others, and we can act accordingly to minimize the harm we cause. What does, quote, do no harm mean? Ultimately, it means to give thoughtful consideration to our actions. Quote, do no harm simply means to consider how our actions may affect the world we all share, to be compassionate in our dealings with all creatures, and not to thoughtlessly despoil our planet. Doctors are asked to first do no harm. Why not lawyers, businessmen, religious leaders, and politicians? Why not us? Why not now? It sounds like a simple idea, because it is a simple idea, but it may be effective over the long run. Will, quote, do no harm solve all the problems in our world? Perhaps not, but this is an effort to decrease the suffering in the world and to increase the kindness. We hope that, quote, do no harm becomes that little voice that guides our actions. And we hope you will join us and spread the message, quote, do no harm. And that's that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your time and attention. Have a nice day. Take care. Peace.